All right, another former Oakland Raider free agent spotlight. We kind of dwindling down on that. We'll get to the draft spotlights next week. In the middle of the offseason, we go back to doing draft blasts as well. Former Atlanta Falcon, former Seattle Seahawk, Bruce Irvin. He about, what, 31, 32, 33, 34 years old. But we back, Mercy Sports Talk. It's your boy, CJ Goodfellow. Appreciate everybody for showing love. And, we talked about it early in the morning. We talked about Jordy Nelson late last night. We talked about A.J. McCarron. And today we're talking about Bruce Irvin. Can Bruce Irvin help the Detroit Lions? Obviously, the Detroit Lions have the option to bring back Zeke Yancey. They also had the option to bring back Ndamukong Suh to help the line, but we haven't talked about the option to bring it back or bringing in Bruce Irvin. We had an opportunity to get Bruce Irvin, but he got cut by the Raiders last year. Lions could have picked him up. They didn't. Can Bruce Irvin help them? Bruce Irvin, if they play a full-blown 3-4 this year, Bruce Irvin can play outside linebacker. If they play a hybrid 4-3, he can play outside linebacker. Or he can put his hand in the dirt and rush, so he can do a lot of things. He's an older player, still got some speed, but to me, it's never been a great pass rusher. I think he's been always as good as his athletic ability and his team around him has allowed him to be. But I've never been a big Bruce Irvin fan, but he got a tremendous athletic ability to this day. And, he a guy that can help the Lions. I'm not, big on him, but still, Lions have a few pressing needs, still at the number 2 cornerback position. Some people still believe they can draft a defensive end in the first round. I don't believe that's going to be the case after playing Trey Flowers all of that money. They still have a need at tight end. They love to draft tight ends no matter what regime is in there. They love drafting tight ends. They worked out with some receivers today. They worked out some running backs today. So, obviously, to me, I'm not a fan of what they've done in the free agency. Don't mean shit. I still favor the Bears and the Packers to be ahead of us. But injuries, the draft, it's a compensatory draft. So we got a long way to go, but, Bruce Irvin can help somebody out there. Also, Muhammad Wilkerson is still out there. So some veteran players. Now, this is the point where you get veteran players to plug in. All the young, spry, potential free agents probably already gone. For the majority of the reasons, Roby still not, the kid from Eagles, I get his name mixed up. I forget his name. Ronald Darby, excuse me. He's still out there, but he tore his ACL and probably won't be back until the middle of next year, if that at all. But Bruce Irvin provides speed. Believe he won a championship with Seahawks. So, if he was the former Patriot, he'd be over here. But if you wonder why, I'll give you a nugget. If you wonder why Jamie Collins ain't got signed by the Lions, because he deviated away from what the Patriots wanted to do. He used to go off and freelance and do his own thing. The thing about the Detroit Lions, a.k.a. the Detroit Patriot way, and the New England Patriot way, is if you don't do what we actually do, and you try to do anything outside the job description, you got to get out the organization. So don't expect Jamie Collins to get picked up by the Detroit Lions. And probably don't expect Bruce Irvin to get picked up by the Lions neither. He has no Patriot ties, no Giant ties. So, he probably ain't a candidate to get picked up by the Lions. Right now, as less optimistic as I am about usual years going to the offseason. I just think it's a disaster what they've done this offseason. None of those guys are going to live up to those contracts. Maybe Amendola, Jesse James, but we'll see. I have a feeling that's going to be an offensive tackle or tight end took in the draft via we move back or stay there and take them. My personal opinion, but check out Bruce Irvin. Tell me what you guys think. We on to the next video in our video spree real quick. But I appreciate it. Mercy Sports Talk. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. Don't forget you can check me out on my other page, Goodfellow Sports TV. Talk sports, music, entertainment, current news, combat sports, and much, much more. But it's your boy CJ Goodfellow. You want to make a donation to the channel? The link's always there. Continue to share the videos. Mercy Sports Talk. Your boy CJ Goodfellow. One time for the one time. We gone.